question.
You're recording. Okay. Good morning. I'm gonna demonstrate how to do American Sign Language, just basic American Sign Language. So, Robert Stevenson said, "Talk is by far the most accessible of pleasures. It costs nothing in money. It is all profit. It completes our education, funds and fosters our friendships, and can be enjoyed at any age and in almost any state of health. But what about those who can't communicate with everybody else due to developmental disabilities or hearing loss?" Early in the 1800s, there were only a few thousand deaf Americans. No standard sign language existed at the time, but various signing systems were created in deaf communities. These sign systems are now known as the Old American Sign Language. The American Sign Language of today is actually related to the English language, so it's not really in other languages. The history of American Sign Language actually started in 1814 with Dr. Thomas Hopkins, who was a minister from Hartford, Connecticut. His neighbor, Mason Fitch Cogswell, had a deaf daughter who was 9 years old named Alice Cogswell. Dr. Hopkins realized Alice was very smart despite the fact that she couldn't speak or hear, and wanted to teach Alice how to communicate. Hopkins had little success teaching Alice reading and spelling. He didn't know anything about the most effective way to educate a deaf person. So Hopkins gained community support and enough money in order to go to Europe, since there was history of deaf education in Europe. Hopkins knew he could learn his best educational methods there. So how I became familiar with American Sign Language. My son, Hayden, he has Down syndrome, and people with Down syndrome, they have developmental disabilities, and developmental disabilities cause individuals living with many difficulties in certain areas of life, especially in language, mobility, learning, self-help, and independent living. He's 2, and he only says 4 words, and he says yes. His favorite word is no. Like, he loves to tell me he's not going to do something. And he says mom and dad. So we decided to teach him how to communicate through sign language. So the first signs we taught him was how to say eat and all done. So he could at least let me know, like, when he was hungry or when he had too much or something. And then his next signs, we started teaching him more like ball, please, thank you, and play. And we also taught him how to say mom and dad, just to go with it. You know, he already knows how to say it. So, okay, so everybody put your hands up. Okay, so you're gonna fold your dominant hand like this. This is my left hand is dominant. And bring it to the corner of your mouth and tap it. That means eat. And for the next one, place both your hands in front of you and go like this. Sway them back and forth. Okay, that means all done or all finished. Okay, now place both your hands in front of you again and make like a C, like this, and go like this. That means ball. And okay, so you're gonna fold both your hands again and tap them together, and that means more. Okay, and take your dominant hand and make like a V shape, like a sign language, be like this, and bring it up here, and bring it down. That means thank you. And okay, and the last one is you form like a Y in sign language, just like this, and you go back and forth, and that means play. American Sign Language created a bridge for those who cannot communicate with people who can speak. Although some of the signs are challenging to learn and hard to remember, thanks to American Sign Language, everybody can communicate